experience quite like Neo.
Of course not. And like you said, we have been saying, or people have been saying for a long time, that there might be potential here, but that potential has been realized as more and more people are realizing that this character is busted, is a
Yep.
great character, and we will see exactly why going into this game, Neo versus Spectral.
And we're seeing already Neo just electing to run straight in, like you mentioned, keeping in that mid-range where Samus can't quite commit to the projectiles, but not quite within range of getting that boxing going. In the same vein, though, of course, Samus's game plan so strong
Oh, yeah.
in any matchup, but this is the scary part about Neo, is that once Neo gets you in disadvantage, it's so damn hard to get back down.
For sure. And you know, that ledge trapping as well, super good. You got that 2-frame kill super early with that pin. We're probably going to see that at some point during the set, and Spectral definitely got to watch out. You got to mix up his recoveries well. The kind of pacing, which is, or the timing rather, of when he chooses to do the up, he chooses to go to ledge, does he go low, does he air dodge? He has a lot of mix-ups, and he needs to utilize them to the fullest degree. So far, kind of an even game. We've been seeing these grabs actually going to connect all the way over there. Kind of being a little bit uncomfortable in this scramble situation. Not scrambles, but still, you're going to have to choose an option, and that was the wrong one. And Spectral definitely doing the right option right there, going for the up throw, getting that early kill. A nice early lead here for Spectral, and the French crowd is popping off.
It's interesting to see already that Spectral has already gone for quite, I would say there are two already unorthodox options that I think have already thrown Neo for a loop. The first was that forward throw at the start of that stock. A lot of Samuses, you expect to go for that down throw to try and get you in the air. And also, again, the roll in and then the grab facing toward the stage as well. Particularly, you know, stunning retaliation, but particularly with Spectral, it's this, like, you've got this idea in your head of the kind of ledge trapping that Samus wants to do, and already Spectral has gone, right, I'm not just bombing at the ledge and charge shotting. I've got other options in the back of my head, and you've got to think on your feet here.
Definitely, and a lot of unorthodox options are good just because they are unorthodox. You don't expect them. You're not ready for them. Neo not ready for those ledge mix-ups that Spectral are throwing out right here as well. The dash tag going to send Neo off stage. Can we get another ledge trap? Choosing to dash back a little bit, but then again, catching Neo on the platform. That's very nice. Neo cannot get too comfortable on this ledge for sure. We can see Neo just looking for an easy escape, going to the platform. Maybe I can get back to center stage, but Spectral, instead of just trying to punish the immediate option that Neo is throwing out, instead dashing back a bit, see what you do after. You're still in disadvantage. Even though you feel a little bit more comfortable, you can still catch with that forward. And now, pushing it all the way to the stock.
We can see now Spectral just trying to get back onto stage. The scariest part about Samus is that even if you push Samus to the edge of the stage, she's very much comfortable. There are a lot of Samuses like to make their home there. Of course, stunning little delay there from Spectral just to avoid all of those hitboxes being thrown out. But the hit is finally going to connect, and only 40% on Neo so far. And like we said, the thing is with Neo is that he takes a nickel and he makes it so valuable. The bank account is going up and up.
Yeah, you're completely right. Give him an inch and he will take a mile, and we're seeing them running away with it right now, looping Spectral a little bit, and suddenly back in neutral, got the grab forward throw off stage. Can we get it? Oh, the back air on the call out for the jump. Really nice so far.
Again, it's just calling out these kind of timings, right? Maybe Neo expecting a bomb or a charge shot, just going for that quick jump, but Spectral just being there and ready. However, now it is time for Spectral to show how easy he can get off the ledge, but it's certainly not working so far. I love that aggressive forward air, just going straight through tech chase, crucial get-up attack.
Very true. And now we are still back in disadvantage. It's been looking so rough for Spectral in disadvantage. I mean, you don't often get edge guarded that much as Samus, but Neo is definitely making it look pretty doable as Corrin at least. The pin is not going to do it. Falling out of the jab as well. And the backer almost killing across stage, but it's still living. How can this end?
And we can see yet again another ledge trap. You're exactly where Samus wants you, just trying to bait with these. Just getting a taste of his own medicine. Such an aggressive option off of the ledge that both of these players have shown so far. But it was Neo saving it for that really crucial moment, almost having that ace up the sleeve and placing it just as that final card was about to go down.
Yeah, recognizing from the body language of Spectral that Spectral is ready to react to any option you throw out. You cannot neutral grab, you cannot roll. But if you jump and you know that your pin is pretty damn fast, then you know that you can just beat out whatever option that Spectral is trying to react to. And very nice from Neo recognizing that situation and choosing the right option, taking that first game. Already a little bit ahead, but I mean, Spectral is putting up a pretty darn good fight.
And we're seeing the Palutena pick come out, which is an interesting one. I feel I've not really seen any of Neo's other characters, so again, as you know, I can't really comment on it too much, but certainly Palutena historically has done quite well into Samus. Of course, you do sacrifice that some levels of situational awareness that you only seem to have with your
Yeah.
main, but also that those little speckles of matchup unfamiliarity, right? A lot of people have played against Palutena. There are a lot of excellent Palutenas across France, across Europe, and the world. So what you sort of gain in that on paper matchup proficiency, you are going to lose a little bit of surprise factor. And Spectral already showing that level of proficiency. You don't solo main if you don't grind those hard matchups. And we are seeing Spectral, even if it looks bad on paper, he's making it look like a work of art at the moment.
Yes, for sure. And, you're never going to be as comfortable. It's never going to be quite the same with your secondary as your main, unless you put thousands of hours into it. You're always going to be a little bit better with your solo main than your secondary. And we're seeing that right now, not quite as comfortable with the Palutena as Neo usually is with that fantastic, fantastic Corrin that we're so used to seeing. And Spectral might just be abusing that little advantage, saying, okay, if you're going to go Palutena, I'm going to pack that right up and send you back into the Corrin.
We're going to see how Neo can adjust here at a little bit of a deficit. Spectral just managing to roll back onto stage, managing to catch that approach in with the back air, and Neo once again throwing out a lot of these, going for the forward throw instead of the down throw. That's normally the option that you see from Palutena, and what a spectacular air dodge. That was the perfect timing just to get perfectly around the timing of the neutral air.
Yeah. I've been seeing Spectral doing a lot of really, really good ledge jumping. That one getting grab, but still, I mean, I like the idea of it. It's been really hard for Neo to get off the ledge in general. Good at catching the timing of Neo and just the patterns of how Neo acts at ledge. Spectre's been doing such a phenomenal job of actually picking up on that, and that's hard because consider how good Neo is. Neo is so good. Just did a top 8 at Genesis, truly a top player, and making it look pretty doable to take this set. And this first second game is actually going into Spectral's favor still, although Neo has been making a little bit of a comeback. How can Neo keep this lead, or how can Spectral rather keep this lead?
Yeah, it feels like Spectral has really got to make a point of taking this stock soon, right? You're at that point where the up throw is beginning to look like it's going to kill. Obviously, those back airs, those neutral airs, definitely going to kill. Up throw, definitely going to kill at this point, but it's just finding the moment where you can get it. And that's the thing with Neo, is that Neo is very, very content to just hang back, throw out some of these projectiles, really wait for Spectral to go for something a little bit risky, and then just we're just seeing it right here. Just a beautiful plan, a beautiful game plan, just working in Groves.
A little bit of an unfortunate buffer there for Spectre, but still the stock is going to be taken in favor of Neo, and the Palutena might just be working out. And 175% on Palu. This is looking really, really rough. Samus not a character that's known to struggle with the killing, but right now it's looking like one. Can Spectral actually get this one little important hit? Because the more you let Neo run with it, the more he's going to take. It's just the rage of it. It's going to do a lot of knockback, a lot of percent. And the down tilt, though, finally going to close out that stock.
Yeah, but I mean, the down tilt at 200% is not exactly what you're hoping for when you're playing as Samus. You've got so many opportunities to kill so much earlier, but that just goes to show how tricky Neon is playing. But of course, we've seen what Spectral is able to do. And again, being almost the master of these more unorthodox options, it is going to keep Neo guessing. And whether that really safe game plan that Neo has is going to work shall remain to be seen. 150, and yeah, the safest game plan is that shield, the swiftest of back airs, and your fate seal.
Yeah, and speaking of solid game plans, I mean, Samus is known as one of those characters that kind of follow their own game plan. They don't have to change it up too much depending on what character they play against, but at the same time, they can sometimes get a little bit linear, if you're not a complete master. Like, for example, Siski is very good at, I feel like, mixing up the way he plays. But we can kind of see, I feel like Neo was getting a little bit of a taste of how Spectral's patterns go, right? How does he play this character after he does a charge shot? What does he do then? Just kind of picking apart that pattern, that game plan that usually is so easy to rely on, and especially this far into losers when you've been playing all day. This is right before top 32, and there was no Friday bracket, this is all the bracket has been today. You're going to be tired, and it's easier to rely on your autopilot, your plan A game plan, the more tired you are. So I think we definitely need to see Spectral, pull something out of the bag here, and something's looking like it's in the bag at least, because he's definitely cooking this first stock at least.
Yeah, no, it's exactly that, right? And particularly with Spectral having the losers run to get up to this point. Neo started off in winners and then just kind of dropped to this point. Spectral's had to fight tooth and claw to get all the way through this. And that gets really, really tiring, particularly when you're having potentially multiple game 4, game 5 sets. Of course, this event being all best of 5 means that potentially you're playing for half an hour, 30 minutes for every single set. And that adds up over the course of a day, not to mention, obviously, being from France wouldn't have traveled too far.
Yeah.
But in the same vein, you've still traveled to be here. You've still had to get up early. And at the same time, you don't want to rely on that game plan. That was very, very optimistic there.
Yeah.
Going for quite the hard read, and Spectral just rolling in and getting that perfect punish.
Showing some nice matchup familiarity as well. I feel like you've seen that situation before. A lot of people tend to just panic, do something, or you can get a get up attack or something, but you're not getting as big of a punish like the F smash. That's a really, really nice punish from Spectral. But this 2-0 lead for Neo is looking to extend into a 3-0 right now as he's getting these nair combos. You do not want to be at the receiving end of that.
Yeah, and it's that beautiful mixture from Neo of waiting for these defensive options when Spectral's in disadvantage, but then almost going for these harder reads in neutral. We're seeing, the chases on the chases from the retreats from Spectral being covered by the dash attack. We saw Neo there just stay in shield, waited for Spectral to jump over, and then caught him with the back air as well. So just Neo has got, again, those fundamentals really, really showing. And even if you haven't got that situational awareness necessarily that you may have had with someone like Corrin, it's one of those where Neon is so strong as a player, like you've been saying, that it almost doesn't matter in this case.
Yeah. And, this second stock has been going very much in the favor of Neo, but like you said, we have seen what Spectral can do once it just gets going. This damage of 147 in the back here. This is back foot of Spectral. His bracket stocked right now, potentially. And we're going to need to see something right now. And this Palutena that we haven't really seen much of until this point is looking really, really sharp. It's looking really, really polished. As Neo is kind of, packing away Spectral a little bit. But, did I speak too soon, Spectral? Did you hear me? Just tell me, I'm not done just yet.
I know, but 40% as well. That's the hard part about Palutena, is that the bread and butters are so, so strong for her. She's able to just get that 40, 50% of a single hit, but I love that. The cheekiest, the sly little hit of the back hit of down smash. So, so wonderful from Spectral, and just trying to go for a read with that air dodge with the up tilt and not quite working out. Neo knowing a little better than that, just electing to go to safety. And here we go. What Spectral got? A nice 40% two-piece. Can you keep Neo at the ledge? But again, that dash attack, it demands so much respect. If you're hitting any kind of button, it's just going to stuff it out like that.
Yeah, and Spectral definitely caught Neo being a little bit too preemptive with that counter, but at that point, maybe Neo took it as I have to pull myself together right now. Close it out. We are seeing some really good advantage. And on the ledge, once again, with a Rising Fair, that's a really good option on the ledge. Kind of a get out of jail free card sometimes, but on the ledge, once again, with that up smash, I like the idea, but it might just be what kills your bracket run right now. The auto record as well is going to rack up even more damage. You have to pull off something crazy right now in order to make this comeback.
I was going to say, it's the start of something at the moment. That last hit of the forward air being a little optimistic with that down smash. And I was a misinput. That was the worst misinput that could have happened at that moment. Just the charge, just the missile. Oh, you hate to see it.
So unfortunate.
You hate to see it.
So unfortunate. But alas, that Palutena.
Yeah,
I like
honestly.
It. I like it. It was looking really, really nice. Neo, I at least have not seen much of that Palutena before. I've been thinking of Neo more as a solo main, like sort of Corrin specialist. But to see that Neo's also able to pull out those pockets, practicing a secondary, you might definitely need that as Corrin. There's probably some matches you might struggle more in, and maybe Samus is one of them. Doing some really nice work there.
Honestly, and it just goes to show at that point, it feels as if even though Neo won the game with Corrin, the fact that he still switched shows that, you tried it with the main game one, and you've got this secondary for these situations, and it just goes to show, obviously, you've played an awful lot of Corrin, and right, these matchups are completely fine. These matchups player dependent. Okay, this matchup, I'm going to see how it goes, and it was clearly one of those there. But again, just having faith in your secondary, even when you've won, to go, I may have won that game, but I think I'm still going to do better on a different character.
Yeah.
That just goes to show almost like the discipline of Neo and why he's made his way into top 32, getting his ticket into tomorrow's final portion of the bracket. And to my knowledge, I think that is the one and only set that we had.
Yeah. I mean, gotta give some kudos to Spectral as well, of course, and thank you guys for letting us cast. It's been a blast so far.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm looking forward to having some rest, actually
Yes.
eating some food, drinking some water, you know, breathing some actual air that isn't like packed into this room. It's gonna be great. But I believe that is us calling out. I've been Warabi, been here with a wonderful Joycey.
Hello.
See you guys tomorrow.